After about a 2-hour drive, we've made our way across Vancouver Island to the west coast to a city called Tofino. Tofino is very beautiful and comes highly recommended by all the locals. It's known primarily for surfing, hiking, beaches, and so many other things. But we only have 2 days here, so we're going to do as much as we can within these 2 days.
Starting off our morning at Common Loaf Bake Shop. When coming to Tofino, this is a must go-to spot because we talked to many locals on the way here and they all made sure we had Common Loaf on our itinerary, which we already did, so it was a nice confirmation that we were going to the right place and that our research was done well. We got 3 different pre-made items because anything that wasn't pre-made was going to take a while to make because there was a large line when we got here and there must have been like a queue of orders, but we got the breakfast pizza, which looks amazing, a blueberry chocolate scone, which looks amazing as well, and then a cinnamon roll, which we just had to get because we love cinnamon rolls. The chocolate blueberry scone is so good. It makes me want to dance. The next thing we're trying here is the breakfast pizza. It's got eggs, potatoes, spinach, onions, and peppers. It looks delicious. And it is delicious.
The last thing we got is a cinnamon roll, and this cinnamon roll actually has sunflower seeds on it. I've never seen a cinnamon roll with sunflower seeds on it, but it still looks really good. My thoughts overall are if you're coming to Tofino, you definitely have to come here, and I'm gonna guess you can't go wrong with anything here. This cute little bakery cafe is cash only, so if you do come here, definitely keep that in mind to bring cash, but we would 10 out of 10 recommend this spot. It was busy the whole entire time we're here, and for good reason. It was really good.
After eating breakfast at the cute little Common Loaf Bake Shop, we're gonna check out this town of Tofino and see what it has to offer. Mackenzie Beach is known for the sand, the beauty, and it's a lot more local, so a lot less touristy.
Mackenzie Beach is so beautiful. The sand is gorgeous. The water is so crystal clear and blue. We want to jump in so bad, but I think we'd regret it because it's pretty chilly out right now. So I think we're gonna have to leave that for another time. When you're on the beach, if you go left, it will actually take you over to this little cove, and it's really pretty, so if you do come here, make sure you explore the whole entire beach.
In the Tofino area, there are no free spots you can camp at. The fines are around 200 Canadian per night if you do get caught. So we figured it wasn't worth it at all, and we got a campsite at Long Beach Campground. It's actually at a golf course, and it's 50 Canadian for the night, or 60 if you get a larger site. And so this is a smaller site. While it's not as fancy as the spots that are around 100 Canadian a night, it does have hot showers, and it is pretty secluded and private as well.
If you watched our last video, we made a stop at Old Country Market and we picked up this cheesy jalapeno bread. So we're gonna make some sandwiches with this bread for dinner. Look at this cheese marble. It looks so good. We were already talking about getting another loaf on our way back. But anyways, dinner is ready. We're starting our morning off with a 1.6-mile trail. It's a beautiful trail that overlooks Cox Bay Beach, and the trail is called Cox Bay Lookout.
While planning our itinerary in Tofino and our time here, we just knew that this had to get done and we had to do this trail because it just looks so amazing. What's nice about this trail that we didn't really realize when we were planning to do the lookout trail is that you get to walk along the beach. We actually picked to do the lookout trail opposed to go to the beach, but what's nice about this one is you get to go to the beach and go to the lookout to see the beach. So pretty cool if you're in the area. The beach is beautiful, it's so long, the water is so far out that way, and there's tons of people here doing surf lessons, which we unfortunately don't have time for while we're here.
Our beautiful walk on the beach has come to an end, and now we've made it to this hill or mountain, whatever you want to call it, and the trail takes you up about 300 feet in elevation, and I'm really excited to see the lookout at the top.
Ooh, it's a huge lunge. We're starting to get a glimpse of what the top is going to look like. It's absolutely stunning. This trail is kind of a mess. There's like a lot of little legs going off the main trail, and I'm pretty sure we're on one of the not so main legs, but we're almost to the top. We have made it to the top. Check this out.
That hike was so pretty, and I'm glad we went at the time that we did, because as we were on our way back down, it seemed like so many people were coming up, and I think that the viewpoint would be pretty busy. But if you watched our last video, we got Nanaimo bars from Nanaimo, and that's like a must. And the same way in Tofino, you need to get Tacofino. So we're approaching Tacofino now.
The line at Tacofino seemed to grow so much right behind us, kind of like the hike. There are so many people in line. We're actually sitting in the parking lot because the tables were all getting taken, and there's a lot of music and a lot of noise going on over there. So we came back to the car with what we ordered. We ordered 3 different things. We got a crispy chicken burrito, we got a fish taco, and a pork and kimchi gringa, which is kind of like a quesadilla, but we're just gonna show you it all and let you know our thoughts.
The first thing we're gonna try is the pork and kimchi gringa. Grayson loves kimchi, so we figured that we definitely had to try this one, even though it was the most expensive. So yeah, it's like a quesadilla, and there is definitely a lot of cheese, but it's dripping. Let's try it. Wow, that is so full of flavor. I didn't know if I was gonna like it, because for me, kimchi's hit or miss. But man, with the cheese and the pork and the kimchi, it just kind of like hits you. It's really good, salty, savory, good choice.
The next thing we ordered was a fish taco. We had plenty of these in Mexico, so we figured we had to try a Tacofino fish taco to compare it. This thing is huge. That's the one thing I have to say about these things. The gringo is pretty big. This is even bigger.
Brandon's eyeing it.
So not quite a Mexican fish taco, definitely like a fusion because there's a lot of like coleslaw and different flavors on there, but it's killer.
The last thing that we got is a crispy chicken burrito, and let me tell you, this thing is so heavy and it smells really good. I'm gonna try it first without the hot sauce. The first thing I noticed is there's something pretty spicy in here. I'm not sure if it's peppers or what it is, but there's something that's hitting me immediately. And the flavor isn't as strong as the other 2 items that we got, but let's try it with hot sauce, even though it's kind of spicy already. There's definitely a lot of refried beans that I'm biting into, so I think the chicken's on the other side, so I'll loop back once I have some chicken. After a couple bites, we were able to get to the chicken in the middle, and the chicken is really good, but unfortunately, I just don't think there's enough. The other 2 things that we got had a lot more meat than I feel like this burrito did, and also the fillings really just aren't mixed in very well. So the other 2 things we got, I would say, are like a 10 or 11, like they're really, really good, and this is probably a 6 or 7 out of 10 for me.
Our last stop in Tofino is one we've been wanting to go to for a long, long time. It's in the Pacific Rim National Park Preserve, and we just might have left the best for last. The day use fee for the Pacific Rim National Park Preserve is around $21 Canadian, and we did pay for the day pass, but we called the visitor center, and they said if we're able to bring our pass after we do our hike, we're able to pay the difference and get an annual parks pass, which is exactly what we're gonna do, but for now, we're gonna go hiking. So this is not where we're hiking to, but check this place out. It is an old radio tower. The hike starts out on an asphalt trail, then it goes to a gravel trail, and now we're walking on these wooden planks through like a mud field practically, and it's super cool. We finally made it to where we were hiking to, and this is a Canzo bomber plane that crashed on February 10th, 1945. Shortly after taking off from Tofino, they had an engine failure. The plane went down with around 880 pounds of explosives, as well as 12 people on board. The explosives did not go off. The people all lived, and they actually used their parachutes as tents that night. And when they saw a plane going overhead, they shot a flare up. And of course, after a crash, the fuel from the plane was all over the ground. And the plane that they shot the flare to shot a flare back down saying, hey, we see you, we're gonna come rescue you. And that had to be so scary because with the fuel and then a flame coming down or a flare coming down, nothing detonated, everyone lived, and then they were all saved. And another thing about this story is before they left, they obviously destroyed all things on board that could have been taken captive of by somebody that, you know, maybe didn't have good intentions. They actually have a little area over here where all the explosives were set off, and we haven't seen it yet, but we're gonna try to find it. So we did not find the area where they set the explosives off, but below the plane, there's a lot of area closed signs, and also the mosquitoes are coming out, so we decided we're gonna make our way back to the truck.
We made it back to the truck. That hike was absolutely awesome. We had such a great time and we recommend it to anyone that's coming into the area. We had so much fun in Tofino, and there's so much other stuff that we did not film, but we will be posting all of that on Instagram. So if you don't follow us already, follow us on Instagram at Our Full Time Adventure, and we'll see you in next video in Campbell River.